Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here at Soulprint. I just want to take a quick moment and really, really thank all of you for the ongoing support of this channel, for the encouragement, for the donations. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Um, I I don't take for granted any view, any comment. They're all are so important. It's a small channel, but man, I sure got some loyal viewers, and so thank you for that. I very, very much appreciate it. In case you didn't see, 'cause this will be being released on Wednesday. If you didn't see, there was a video released on Tuesday. And one of the things that I said was I was trying to figure out a way to schedule myself so that videos basically came out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, one of those or two of those days, so that on Thursday when Joyce is putting all the questions together from the comment section, she's not and she hasn't complained about this. I'm just thinking at summertime people got to have better stuff to do. So I want to make it so that when she's compiling everything on Thursday, the bulk of the questions have been um, accounted for, in part because of a time difference, right? So that's kind of what's going on. That's how come everything's a little wonky with my scheduling right now. And again, it's summertime and other things kind of take priority. Okay, so as I said yesterday in yesterday's video, I want to take a look at kind of what's going on behind the scenes at the White House at the Oval. So I did mention that apparently Barron applied to Harvard, did not get accepted by Harvard, and now you see Trump going after Harvard. Like it's his mission in life. So wow, 1 and 1 adds up to 2, right? And this is, he's upset and he's mad and he didn't get what he wanted, which was a son who could say he went to Harvard. And so, yeah, now he's going to just attack everybody. I have to tell you something. This is really interesting. Before I come on, of course, I give the cards a really good shuffle. And for the last, like every single shuffle since I focused on this question, the Tower comes out and somewhere the Devil comes out, like consistently. It's just craziness. So I'd be curious to see if those cards come up in that when I actually lay out the cards. But very, very curious. Tower and Devil. Oh, and the Death card makes an appearance every once in a while too. It's sort of interesting when I tap into that energy that those are the cards that are flying out of the deck. All right, so what's going on there? You've got this. So this is the thing, right? Marco Rubio was in front of, I don't know, one of the committees who were supposed to be overseeing, and his response to any question was to attack back. Didn't answer the question. He just moved words around, right? So, is it legal for you to cram a plane full of people and ship them off to another country without due process? To which he replies, I'm, not living here. To which he replies, well, and is it fair that we have all of these drug dealers in the country? It's like, okay, but, right? That's his style. That is Bundy's style. That is Miller's style. So what you're seeing is a government who literally can't, doesn't have any intelligent answers because their answers are not palatable to the vast majority of the American people. And so when somebody is forever in attack mode, right? The question has to become like, what is it that's going on that these people are so incredibly defensive? If what they're doing is so brilliant, what's the problem? So let's see if we can get some clarity on that, shall we? Here we go. Trump behind the scenes, Trump behind the scenes, Trump behind the scenes. We'll throw it up. Okay. So we're starting with the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So this is talking about it's almost like he's trying to serve two masters. Um, he has the oligarchs starting to push back because their companies or their investments are really sustaining some financial concerns. I, saw something, and they were talking about um, the American companies that are being quietly boycotted. Um, and the fact they're saying that the drop in their sales is not a seasonal adjustment, it's not market, whatever. They're saying this is serious. People are backing away and they're not going to come back. And it was kind of Walmart, McDonald's, Kraft, Campbell's. There was another one, I can't remember what it was. These are so now you've got those kinds of companies starting to really, really feel the impact of his stupidity. And so he's getting pressure that way, but he's also getting pressure from um, outside of the country. And it's for whatever reason, there's this feeling of he's trying to like serve two masters, and he doesn't seem to be very good at serving either one of them. And certainly you'll notice that the American public are not one of the masters that he is attempting to serve. What's really interesting is that he's actually bored mindless with what's going on around him. He's not interested. Like he doesn't care. He's like ho hum, and that's how come you see him, like kind of with the eyes closed and kind of drooping the head. He doesn't care. All he wants is the pomp and the circumstance. You've got the Queen of Swords here. He wants the adoration. He wants the big parade. But and we know this, right? He wasn't interested in running the government 8 years ago when he got into office, and he sure as hell isn't now. But where before, um, it was almost like he was really in that pushback, hard, twice as hard kind of mode, and so it energetically, 5 and 6 and 7 years ago, there was a lot of aggression. But now it's like, oh my God, would these guys shut up? I want to go play golf. I want to take a nap. I want to get on through social, right? And so you've got somebody there he wants the glory and absolutely none of the work. And um, he doesn't want to have to try to accommodate anybody, frankly. His focus is absolutely forward. What can I get done to enrich myself, my family, my companies? How do I position myself for long-term financial gain and security by using and manipulating the office of the presidency? That's his focus. That's where he puts his attention. And unfortunately, the problem is that the government, if you will, is by and large being run by people who have really extreme views and by and large are completely ill-equipped for the positions they hold and the decisions and the choices that they're making. So, but again, he didn't care. And so that's kind of the energy that's going on. And like, people are coming into the office and they're talking to him and he's like, he doesn't care. There's just, in some ways I want to say that the energy around him is really like a diminished, just life force. And that can happen sometimes if somebody's really sick or, they're looking to sort of shuffle off somewhere. And that may well be, I'm not saying it's not, but right today, as I focus in on it, it really is just sort of boredom. He doesn't want to be there. Okay, so as soon as I looked at this card, this is what I heard. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's literally how he is making decisions. I don't know what else to say. He's not seeing clearly. The people around him are, in a lot of ways, almost panicking to try to figure out what he wants, give him what he wants, because they don't want to lose whatever it is they have, whether it is their seat in Congress or their cabinet position, whatever it is. But he's like flip-flopping all over the place. And so there is no consistency, there is no clarity. He's just, like literally, it's almost like putting, like taking a dart and throwing it, on a map and saying, oh, okay, well, that's what we're going to do next, or that's where we're going to go next. I mean, it's really, honestly, it's concerning energy. The thing is, and listen, this does not minimize the fact that he is on his revenge tour, that the pettiness is going to continue, but in some ways, it's just all becoming one sort of nasty soup of energy. Um, and again, like I said, for him, it really is about how do I enrich myself, right? How do I get what I want? And what I want is everything I can get as a result of the position and the power I have right now. Sometimes your own addictions or behaviors can really get a hold of you. And they seem to have gotten a really good hold on him these days. It's not like it's not like he's aware. It's just his addiction is adulation, power. Those are his addictions, irregardless of what other substances may or may not be in and out of his body. That's what he craves. That's what he is addicted to. And he's having a harder time getting it because even megas are going, oh my God, you're destroying my life now, right? It was fine and wonderful. It was fine and wonderful if you were going to throw those immigrants out of the country. But what do you mean you're throwing me out? I don't think so. So that's sort of what's happening, right? And so he's losing his fix. More and more, you're going to see him in this defensive posture. more and more you're going to see him playing the victim. Woe was me. I'm not good. Everybody's mean to me, whatever his story is. So that's what you can see. I have to tell you, bottom line is, as of right now, the work in the White House is being done by other people. It's being done, and uh, like I'm talking about policies here, right? You've got Miller there creating, absolutely draconian immigration policies. You have somebody else who is absolutely tanking the economy because they have this twisted belief about how tariffs are paid by the country, not the people buying the product. You know what I mean? It's like people who shouldn't be making decisions are in positions of power and they're making them, and he is just too busy, wondering when the next parade for him is going to be and how fast he can get back on a plane and get back to Mar-a-Lago so he can, hang out with everybody who loves him and he can play golf. That's where he's at. I'm sorry. Four of Swords. Okay, so this is a little concerning just in terms of a slowdown, an illness, and health. There's something going on there. And I have to say, interestingly, because it's followed by the Five of Cups of all things, it actually really feels like it's going to have a significant impact on him. I just don't know if that is a mental impact or physical impact, but there's definitely sorrow and ill health coming his way. Okay, so that's what I know. I'm trying to find it, and the tower did not come up in this grouping of cards, and that's okay too. Yeah, okay. Energetically, show me Trump energetically, please. Yeah, his focus is completely on how do I make this work for me and my family. And listen, the and my family part is just something he says, okay, as opposed to he really wants. I mean, I think there's a part of him that wants to turn himself into, I don't know, one of the powerful and influential people, you know, from the early 1900s, where you had, people of great influence and great wealth that went on generationally. And I'm sure there's still a few of them around. He sort of sees that as this kind of fantasy in terms of what he wants for his family, what he wants the history of his family to be and say. But there's definitely something going on with this sort of real depressed energy, I want to say. And if we think that his thoughts are scattered when he is speaking, what's going on mentally is like 5 times worse and 5 times more scattered. So his only focus is what I want for me and who made me mad and how can I get back at them. That's what you've got sitting in the White House. Continue to let those who have power, your reps, whatever, whoever it is, that you're not pleased, you're not happy, this cannot carry on. It's necessary for it's not him, it's the government people who are going to be voting. They're the ones who need to become more afraid of their constituent than of him. And at that point, when they start to realize that the bigger threat to their political career is not him, but them, that's where you're going to start to see a sort of an energy shift of significance. And you're starting to see it. It needs to continue. This is not a take your foot off the gas time, right? Okay. Please put any questions in the comment section below. Thank you very, very much for being here. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you on Friday for Pendulum Friday. And until there, take care and be well. Bye for now.